I'm in a great mood, too. I've had a day of revelry and jubilation as I celebrate Donald Trump's 100th day in office. I assume there'd be a big round of applause. No? We have, 100 days behind us and only 13 more 100 days to go. It's been an historic 100 days. Some would say prehistoric.
The authoritarian, the demagogue, it goes away when they go away, and he will go away. And we will, and they don't have anybody that's as charismatic as him. He's charismatic. There's no taking that away from him. He's a television star. He is. He's charismatic. I mean, I don't agree with him at all on anything, but,
Donald Trump has always thrived on spectacle, casting himself as untouchable, larger than life. But when late-night comedy and Hollywood's sharpest voices joined forces, that spectacle flipped on him. Jimmy Kimmel's razor-sharp sarcasm and George Clooney's effortless cool didn't just joke about Trump, they shredded the performance. What once looked like strength now looked like desperation. The mighty stage Trump built. It became the set of his own embarrassment.
El Presidente took a trip down Cinco de Memory Lane today. He reposted this classic from 2016, Happy Cinco de Mayo. The best taco bowls are made in Trump Tower Grill. I love Hispanics. That was 9 years ago, and how far we've come. They were having a lot of fun with AI at the White House over the week. And did you see the picture of Trump as the Pope? On Friday, MAGA Teresa posted this photo of himself as the new Pope. Pope Banana Chris.
This wasn't just a roast. Kimmel and Clooney turned Trump's whole act into a tragic parody. For years, he posed as the strongman, the billionaire mogul, the political rebel. But under their firepower, Kimmel's savage late-night wit, and Clooney's Hollywood elegance, he wasn't the emperor anymore. He looked like a washed-up extra in his own badly written reality show.
It's difficult to give Trump's first 100 days a grade, but if I had to, I'd say it falls somewhere between F and U. And don't get me wrong, I will say, there have been some positives. Unfortunately, they've all been pregnancy tests for women who slept with Elon Musk, but there have been some positives. I mentioned last night that Trump's approval rating is the lowest of any president at this point.
Do you think Trumpism lasts beyond this term?
Don't think so. I think it'd be very hard to do it. Remember this, Donald Trump is a celebrity. That's what he is. I mean, he's got he has a star on Hollywood Boulevard. I don't have a star on Hollywood Boulevard. I'm not lobbying for one. I'm just saying,
It seems like an oversight, by the way.
Kimmel zeroed in on Trump's obsession with appearances. Here's a man who stamped his name in gold letters on towers, jets, even bottled water. Yet can't stop whining about crowd sizes and TV ratings. For a comedian like Kimmel, Trump is the gift that keeps on giving. Every rant, every all-caps meltdown, every desperate grab for attention, an easy punchline. Under Kimmel's spotlight, the powerful leader shrank into what he really is, a needy performer begging the crowd not to change the channel.
Benedikt, Papst Johannes, zieh an meinem Finger. Es war eine bewegende Hommage an den kürzlich verstorbenen Papst Franziskus, einen Mann, der von Katholiken und anderen Menschen auf der ganzen Welt geliebt wurde. Ich muss sagen, ich wusste, dass das passieren würde. Ich habe es vorausgesagt. Als er zur Beerdigung ging, sah er all das Gold im Vatikan. Er dachte, ich könnte hier leben. Das fühlt sich für mich richtig an. Und während es sich von selbst versteht, dass das pseudo-christliche Markverse seinen kollektiven Schokoladenpudding verloren hätte, wenn Biden oder Obama oder ein anderer Demokrat dies getan hätte, war das nicht die Reaktion von Trump. Stattdessen war es...
Then Clooney stepped up with a different kind of takedown. Subtle, but just as lethal. Trump screams, inflates, demands attention. Clooney, he walks in and owns the room without saying a word. That contrast stung the most. Clooney is calm, controlled, real. Trump is frantic, insecure, fake. Side by side, Trump's bravado collapsed into a cheap act. A wannabe star standing next to someone who actually is one.
He's a celebrity, and he's the president of the United States, and so he has been elected, duly elected, fair deal. I'm not complaining about that. That's how it works. That's how this democracy works. But he's also a celebrity, and he is charming, and to the people who like him, they think he's funny. To a great many others, they don't. And so when he is finished, and he will be finished, they're going to have to go looking for someone who can deliver the message that he delivered.
Together, Kimmel and Clooney took away Trump's favorite weapon, control of the narrative. For
By the time
decades,
Burr's
Trump
roast
has been
circles
the
back to
loudest
Trump's
voice
legacy,
in the room,
the picture is crystal
bulldozing
clear.
scandals with bigger scandals. But this time, the show wasn't his, Kimmel's. Barbs ripped through the lies, and Clooney's quiet precision made him look like a man stuck in a role he no longer knew how to play.
We've been doing polls like this at least 80 years, maybe 90 years. According to a nonpartisan research group, a majority of Americans, 52%, agreed Trump is a dangerous dictator whose power should be limited before he destroys American democracy. Yes, we really need to stop him before he becomes president.
Kimmel's genius is flipping Trump's own slogans against him. Trump boasts about winning. Kimmel points to the endless losses, court cases, failed endorsements, clinging to the past. Trump brags about loyalty. Kimmel reminds everyone of the endless staffers who bailed on him. The punchlines hit because they're true. Clooney, meanwhile, doesn't even need volume. Where Trump shouts, Clooney smirks. Where Trump inflates, Clooney deflates. And suddenly the so-called alpha male looks like a kid in a school play standing next to an Oscar
Leute,
winner.
Trump sagte natürlich, er habe keine Ahnung, woher das Bild stamme und wisse nichts darüber, obwohl er es auf seinem persönlichen Account gepostet hat. Und hier ist der Clou. Sicher, er wollte nur alle, die ihn nicht mögen, wütend machen und lustig sein. Er scheint es zu vergessen, er ist der Präsident der Vereinigten Staaten. Sein Job sind keine wütend machenden Späße. Es ist mein Job. Ich weiß nicht, ich weiß, dass er ein Dealmaker ist. Das ist mein Angebot. Lass den Papst in Ruhe, sonst zerstöre
Clooney
ich die
cut
Welt.
even deeper, exposing Trump as a man addicted to the spotlight but incapable of holding it without turning himself into a clown. Once laughter became the soundtrack, the tough guy act crumbled. Politicians tiptoe around Trump, but Clooney and Kimmel didn't. They laughed at him, they exposed him, and they left him stranded in the one place he fears most. Irrelevance.
Trump is a big fan of yours, but he posted in July, now fake movie actor George Clooney is getting into the act. He's turned on Crooked Joe. What does Clooney know about anything? Should get out of politics and go back to television. Movies never really worked for him.
I will if he does.
He doesn't know that movies are fake, does he?
I don't think so.
Kimmel didn't just mock Trump, he laid out the receipts like a prosecutor, the self-made billionaire propped up by daddy's checks. The genius negotiator whose resume is a string of bankruptcies. The man of the people who golfs at private clubs instead of mixing with actual people. Clooney sharpened his Hollywood charm into a scalpel, reminding everyone that Trump's obsession with celebrity didn't get him embraced by Hollywood. It got him turned into its longest running punchline.
Siamo emozionati, ho ricevuto un sacco di messaggi, chiamate e auguri da chiunque abbia il mio numero di telefono e, incredibilmente, abbiamo anche ricevuto delle belle parole dal presidente Trump.
Sono una coppia davvero bella, una coppia fantastica, credo. E, il bambino è perfetto. Te lo farò sapere tra 21 anni, ma il bambino sta bene, quindi siamo felici di questo. Non vedo l'ora di vedere il bambino. Sì, non uscirai con lei tra 21 anni. Punto.
Trump was stripped of his Titan image and left as a tragedy. He dreamed of statues, but instead he got parodies and sketches that will outlast any policy he passed. The legacy he craved has been replaced by endless mockery. Kimmel laughs at his social media meltdowns. Clooney points out the desperation behind him. And the audience? They don't just laugh. They nod because deep down, everyone sees it.
Called you a second-rate movie star.
That's true.
And a failed We were just saying that about you the other day, George.
That's okay.
And a failed political pundit. You know, we're saying it in jest, but what was your reaction?
I don't care. I mean, I've known
care.
Donald
Yeah,
Trump for a long time. My job is not to please, the President of the United States. My job is to try to tell the truth when I can and when I have the...
Kim cultural legacy. Trump wanted to conquer both worlds, media and Hollywood, but instead both worlds crowned him their favorite gag. Kimmel showed that chaos wasn't power, it was incompetence. Clooney showed that disruption wasn't strategy, it was desperation. Trump wasn't a rebel, he was a clown tripping over his own oversized shoes. Mel is a jester, calling out the king's foolishness. Clooney is the icon, embodying.
He was famous from a television show.
Yeah,
so I feel like we're going to be fine. We'll all get through it. And, we do eventually find our better angels. We have every other time, and I think we will again. If you're a Democrat, we have to find some people to represent us better, who have a sense of humor and who have a sense of purpose. And, we need to put some people out there. There are a couple of guys, a couple of people that I really admire and I think I think Wes Moore should be president. I think he's going to be a real force in the next.
Here's the brutal truth. Ridicule doesn't fade, scandals vanish, political attacks get forgotten, but mockery, it sticks forever. Nixon is remembered for, "I am not a crook." Dan Quayle for misspelling potato. And Trump, he'll be remembered not for speeches or achievements, but for late night jokes, viral impressions, and endless punchlines. Kimmel and Clooney didn't just humiliate him for a night. They stamped his cultural obituary. The man who craved applause ended up as the punchline. The legacy he dreamed of, replaced with laughter, eye rolls, and memes that will outlive him.